Welcome to the latest episode of Branding the Experience. We discuss ways where we can create environments where employees actually want to come to work and customers want to keep coming back. Hi, I'm Ken Bader, your host for Branding the Experience, and the subject today, leadership and the experience. Now, I've talked a little bit this week about brand standards and service standards and how that affects the brand and the culture. And as kind of a segue from that in this show, wanted to talk about how important leadership is, not only in reinforcing the standards, because obviously if leadership isn't following the standards and showing by example how the standards should be lived, obviously, that's a problem. But also talk about, how leadership is so important in setting a tone. For instance, in a case that I came across just these last few days, if a service standard is, for instance, having open and deep communication with your employees, and when that doesn't happen, it creates chaos. And that was certainly a situation this week where I will admit that I need to take at least part of the blame, if not all the blame, as their consultants, because we were on the verge of a very, very deep and important project, and I didn't make it clear enough to management how important it would be and is to set the tone for the project and be very clear about why these folks were on a particular team and what they would be doing and why they are so important. Instead, that communication wasn't there, and the first meeting, while it seemed like it went well, afterwards just didn't. And so now both me and the executive are kind of scrambling a little bit to kind of go and do the communication that, frankly, I should have coached them to do beforehand, and also go above and beyond to really clarify what we meant and where we're going. Now, fortunately, it's an easy problem to fix with communication and clarification, but it's up to leadership to set the tone for the employee experience. Because if the employee is confused, if the employee doesn't know what's happening, if the employee doesn't know what is expected of him or her, and not just in a special project as in this particular example, but also in day-to-day work environment, we're going to have a real problem on our hands. So it is up to leadership to many times over-communicate. Also learned that this week, that we had a number of sessions, and I thought I really made clear the value of the program that we were doing. And in fact, what probably didn't help is we had dual programs that kind of interlocked, but they were two separate programs in a sense. But I thought that I was very, very clear in communicating not only the importance of it, but the value of the program, and probably most important, the value of the people that were participating in the program. And while I thought that happened and I thought that did ring through, that obviously didn't on the end of the day. And it reminded me how important it is to over-communicate, because as I joke about in my last book, that I think it's much like the baker's dozen of perception, or baker's dozen of comprehension. That's what I said. In that back in the day, they used to say in marketing, somebody needed to hear a message or see a commercial at least 7 times before he or she really got it. I think with all the noise that we have today, and given how busy we are in our jobs, that it takes a lot more than 7. It takes the baker's dozen, maybe even 14, 15 times to over-communicate before somebody really, truly understands and not only grasps but embraces that idea. So if you're a leader out there, make sure that you're setting the tone, not only for the standards, but setting the tone for the experience for your employees. While it will take some time and effort and energy up front, it'll save you a lot of time, energy, and effort on the back end. Thank you for spending some time with me today. And here's hoping that you're branding the experience at a very high level for your employees and all that you serve. Take care.